Friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Programming Dunia. Today I am going to discuss about the event sourcing in the microservices. So firstly we can discuss about the what is the event sourcing. Event sourcing is the design pattern in which result of the business operation are stored as a series of events. It is the alternative way to persist the data. In the context with the state-oriented persistent that can only keep the latest version of entity state, but in the event sourcing store each state as changes as a separate event. Like with the help of the event sourcing, we can hold the state in the store as a series of events. These events represent as historical records of that what has happened in the system, and we can be used to the reconstruct the current state of indication any point of time. This is the one of the biggest advantage of the event sourcing. Okay. So there are some disadvantage and disadvantage event sourcing. Like in the audit trail, this is the one of the advantage of the event sourcing, and also we restructures the current state of application anytime. This is the one of the advantage. Scalability and data synchronization. These are the advantage of the event sourcing, and they have some of the disadvantage like complexity. It will increase the complexity of your application. It could be the performance issue because of like storing the logs. Every event can be introduced the performance overhead, and particularly if the event logs become very large. Lack of the familiarity, like event sourcing relative new pattern. Okay, not used much more on that. So these are the advantage disadvantage of the event sourcing. I'll explain you about one of the example. I have already created one example for you so that I can easily explain you about the how the event sourcing work. So here you can see like I can follow the clean architecture. Like in the API event sourcing, we have an infrastructure layer, we have a core layer, and we have application layer. So in the infrastructure, we have a person controller, and in the application layer, we have services. It could be like handler, and we can use to CQRS anything. So just sake of explanation, I have created a service for that person service, and here I can create a some of the model which is required to access the application. And the core layer we have a event store, and also we have a domain event and person aggregates and value objects. Infrastructure layer we have a repositories like we have a person repository, and it could be the uh, any other repository, generic repository, whatever you can put it. Okay, so I'll explain you the example. So I have already added one debugger, so I'll explain you three of code like create person, change person address, and also the get person. So I'll jump to the one by one. Firstly, we can create a person object. So while doing the code, I'll explain you like how the event sourcing is working here. Okay, okay, I can create one of the example like programming Dunia. So I can execute this program. I'll get the debugger. So here I can get the data into the person object like programming and Dunia. Then how the event sourcing is work, I'll explain you. So I'm going to call to the create service. So in the create service, I'm going to object of the person with the help of the static factory of person. Like this is the static factory. Generally, we can follow the DDD on in the static factory. So in this like static factory, we are going to create an object of the new that the person class. Okay, in the person class, what we have before I'll go to the jump into the code. Before, just I'll explain you some of the things like we have first name, last name, person address, and also we have a base entity. So in the base entity we have domain events, like list of domain event where we can hold the events and ID. And here like we have some of the methods like add domain event, remove domain event, and add events. Like in the add event we are going to call two methods, like one of the apply on the entity. So like what are the event we can apply on the particular respective entity, and also we can add the domain event so that later on if we require to get the list of domain event, we can fetch it. Okay, so here I am going to create a person ID. Person ID is the value object. Okay, here I have already overload some of the operator like implicit or explicit. If you guys not seen my old video, please you can watch my video where I have already explained you how the explicit implicit does work. Okay, so here I am going to create an object of the person ID. This is the person ID we can get. Okay, here I am going to create an event. So this is the event. If I want to show you, like you can see, this is the event. I'm going to already narrate by the domain event. So this is the record. So this is the event which I'm going to fire with the help of the person ID, first name and last name. Okay, I'm going to add the event. In the add the event, what I'm going to do, I'm applying on entity like what are the data I'm getting in the events. I need to apply on the respective entity. So right now this is the person entity. So I'm getting the person ID, person name and last name. So I need to apply on that. So if I can go to the F11, then I can see I can get the data of the person ID. Then I'm applying person ID, first name and last name. Okay. Then I'm going to add this event to the domain event so that I can store this event it into the database and somewhere. I am using the memory cache. I'll explain you. So here I am going to add the event, and here I can see I can create an object for that with the help of the event. So this is the event sourcing I'm going to do. So here I can see I'll get the object of the person. I can get the data, programming, ID, and last name Dunya. And also list of the events. I have already fired a single event that is the person created. So I have only single event. Okay. So here, okay, I forgot to let you know. One second. Yeah. In the same what I am going to do here. Right now I am using the memory cache, so that I can hold the event into the memories so that I'll explain you. But you guys can store the event, the database in anywhere like Azure and anywhere where you can hold the all events. So later on, what are the data you required, then you can fetch the data from the particular events. So right now I have a person ID and the list of domain event. I'm going to add the domain event to the memory caches. So later on I'll explain you how we can fetch the data from the memory cache and also how we can get the domain event for that. So I have added the events here, and also I'm going to return the person ID. Okay, so here I'm going to return the person ID. So I have already get the one person ID. Just I can copy this person ID. Here I can just copy it. It will require later on. Even also I can do it in the notepad. I can just copy this person ID. Programming. Dunya the first name and last name, so that whenever I'll check, then I'll check on that part. Okay. So I have already created one event, person created event with the help of that. Okay. Now I want to get the data. Okay. So, but right now I have not added something into the database. Just I have added the event into the memory caches. So I will get the data from the memory cache and load and return it. Now how it will work, I'll explain. Not try out. Okay. Okay. I can get this data. Okay. But before that, I can just put the debugger so that I can explain you. I'm going to add debugger here, and again I'm going to execute. Yes. Okay. So again, I have one method to get person data into the person service. I can go to the F11. Then here I have a repository. In the repository, I am going to get the data. Okay, let's see what is happening in the repository. In the repository, I have a event store. This is the event store where I am going to store the data. So in the event store, I want to get the data from this person ID. So I'm going to the get event. One second. Something went wrong. Okay, I'm going to restart this one. maybe some error I'm getting the runtime. So here like I want to get the data. So here you can see like I can get the data with the help of the person ID from the memory cache. Then I'm getting the list of the event. I'm passing this event to the here, and I'm loading this event to the person. I'll explain you. Okay, I'll create one more time because I'm restart. Okay, programming dunia editor. I can just F5, F5. Yes, I can get the ID. I can just hold this ID and wait. Try out. That's it. Okay. Here I'm going to get the person. Here you can see I can get the data with the person ID from the memory cache because we have already created the person. So the already data is present to the persistent into the memory cache. Okay. Then you can see I have one event. It could be the one event and number of event. I will explain you like a multiple event also. So right now I can get to one event. I'm going to this event to the person. So here I have already put some code here so that I can just put the debugger also. So here I can get the one event. This is the event. Okay. Then I'm apply the for each loop and apply on the event so that I'll get the person data. Okay. Here you can see I can get the person data. What we have inserted before with the help of the domain event. So right now I'm going to convert to the read model in the DTO. So you guys can use to the automapper also. F5. I hope you can get the data. So what are the things we have done now? Right now we have done using to the event sourcing. We have in the command we have created the event and stored the event to the memory cache DB whatever, and we can get the data from the DB from the event, not directly from the particular table. So this is the event sourcing we are going to do. Right now I just explain you about the single event, but yeah, I'll explain you about the multiple event. Like I have one more event right now. You can see like once we are getting the data, address is getting null. I'm not getting address because of while creating the person, I'm not adding the address. So okay, so let's see. I'm just add the address. I can put the debugger first. Here I'm going to add one debugger. Then try out person ID. I can use same because I want to add the address in the same. Also, I can hold this ID here later on. It is required. Okay, so I can just paste it person ID. Okay, street name. I can put anything right now. I'm going to put like Shivaji Nagar, city Pune, country India, zip code, pin code, whatever I can use. State Maharashtra. Okay, I'm going to execute this function. Right now, I'm going to call to the service function here, update address. So firstly, I want to get the data of the person because of I want to add the address with this respective person. So which I am already get the person ID. So the same function I have used. So I'll get the person data here. Just I can remove this double right now. Here I have already get the person data, but here address is the null. Okay. Now I am going to call to the change person address into the particular domain. Here also I am not going to update anything. Just I have added one event that is called to the address change. If you can go and see what is the address change, this is the event. This is the domain event which I am going to use and hold this data into the particular event. Here I am going to add some data like Pune, India, whatever I want to do and add event. Same thing I'm doing here, like apply on the event. Once I will apply on the entity, then it will apply on the particular entity in the particular domain. Here I am going to create an object of the address. Address is my value object. I can just show you. This is my value object. Okay, we have a constructor for that. Okay, I'm going to create a person, then apply and done. Then I'm going to save the person asynchronously. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to save the event. So I have added one more event that is called to the address change, which I want to add here. So I have already I have already one event for that, like person created. So now I have received one more event that is called to the person address change, sorry. So I want to add this event. So I have a two event now, person created, address change. I'll edit this event and run this program. Okay. So now I'm going to get the address. Okay, firstly just I can do the F5 and I want to see the output. You can see the output whatever I want. How we can get this output? With the help of the event. Okay, I'll explain you. Okay, I can update one more time, like here I can Shivaji Nagar, just I'm going to update like Hadap sir, and update something like 411016 and execute. I can put the F5 because I already know what are things I have done in this program. Now I can get this data. Then you can see, like right now I have I should have a three event. One I have already created first name and last name. That is the programming dunia. Second one I have created the address. And third one I have updated the address. Okay. Oh, sorry. 1 second. I can do F11. Get percent. It's simple. Nothing else I am doing here. F5. Okay. Get person. In the get person, right now you can see I can get the three events. One person created programming dunia. Second one address change. That is the Pune, India, the pin code and it could be zip code and street Shivaji Nagar and here Hadapsar and the zip code is different. But in the latest data, we should get the address with the 411006, not this one. Let's see how the things will work. You can see I can get the three event. So I have a series of event which hold the state. So I'll apply event number first, that is person created. Second, that is address change. And third, the last one, which is the latest address with the Hadapsar. And zip code is different. Okay, I'll see. Here I can get the data. I can just put the F5. Yes, I can get the latest data. Okay, so what I can do here, I hope I can explain you everything. I'll explain you one more time. Okay, before that, I can just remove the debugger now. Okay, I can just add one more. I have already added this person ID in my notepad. Yes, I can just cross check. Yeah, it is there already. Okay, I can create one more like first name Abhishek and last name Bandil and execute. I can get this ID. I can hold this ID into the notepad. That is Abhishek Bandil. Okay, let's see. I can fetch the data of this. Then I can get the Abhishek Bandil. No address. I have not updated. If I will update the address, then I can get the data of the. Okay, I can do like a street railway station, and also just I can update some of the things so that you can understand this is the different data. 475110 and it's the MP. I'm going to execute successfully. Okay, let's see, get the data. Yes, here you can see get the data of the Abhishek Bandit. If I can give this, then I can get the data of different ID. Same we are getting. If we are not event sourcing, we can get the data from the particular table. With the help of the event sourcing, does not require all such thing. Just we can replay all the event and get the data. And anytime we can get the data for the based on the ID, and also we can see what are the things happening in the particular data. Like firstly they have created this event, then they have updated the address, then after that they have updated the address, and it could be possible we have n number of entity, then we are firing the n number of event. So each and every time we can see what happened with this ID. Okay, so I hope you guys are able to understand what are the things I have done in this program, and also you are very clear to the what is the event sourcing, how does it work, and I hope like in the with this video you can get everything. So like before I'm going to complete this one, just I will explain you one more time like what I have done. I can do jump to the person class. So in the person class, I am not going to do anything. Just I am going to create an event and apply this event to the respective domain with the help of the add event. Okay, in the add event, I am applying the event also at the domain event, so that what are the domain event I am going to apply, I need to hold somewhere so that I can save this date event. It could be the memory cache. I am storing to the memory cache. You guys can store into the database. Anywhere you can store it here. Okay, and here this is the very important things like what are the events you are going to apply on that part. So I have already here you can see. So what are the events I am going to trigger? They have a apply method, should be like person created, they have a apply method. Then address change, they have a apply method. With the help of that we are going to update the domain. So like first we have a person created. In the person created, so once we can apply, then it will call to this method person created and apply the changes to respective domain. And once we are going to address updated, then it will call to this and apply the changes to the person address. Like we have a n number of domain event, then we can apply sequentially, and then definitely we can get the latest data with the help of that base entity. You can see the base entity. In the base entity, we can get the list of domain event, and we are applying one domain event one by one so that we can get the latest data. So I hope you guys my video, and also like you are able to understand how the event sourcing does work. I will share this link on the description. You can check this link. This link is just for the like references, like how the event sourcing does work. Okay, thank you friends. If you like my channel, if you like my video, please share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.